Tangible here. I might have done a video like this before, but it's important enough that I can repeat it, or at least reiterate what I said before. When you use an automatic teller machine, ATM, it's easier to hack than when you go in and actually get your cash from the teller at the bank. I mean, that should be obvious enough. When you see one of these ATMs, I guess they're called automatic teller machines, with an antenna on it. I know at one of the recreation centers that I go to, there's an ATM with an antenna on it. And you're going to get cash out of that and put your bank account information into that thing and send it out over a wireless antenna. To me, that sounds crazy. Now, I may be a little bit old-fashioned in that respect, but sometimes old-fashioned is the best way to go. And the older the fashion, the better the way you go. When I want cash, I generally forego convenience and get it in larger amounts by writing a check made out to cash and take it right into the bank physically during business hours up to one of the human tellers and put that check down and say I need some cash, and I get my cash from that human teller, who of course is operating a machine, but it's in the bank and connected directly to the bank account within the bank. It's not connected to some whatever. You don't know whatever kind of radio transmitter and receiver might be on the other end, and how many relays or signal relays it has to go through in order to get the information that you need, and in order to send the information back to it so that it can give you the cash. It may be more convenient, particularly if you've run out of cash at an inconvenient time, or that you are out on a date or something like that, or I don't date myself anymore. I'm too old for that kind of thing. I just don't get into that, but that's beside the point. To me, it seems that the minimum number of opportunities for hackers to get into your information stream is always the best way to go, to make that number, to make that exposure as minimal as possible. And the most minimal way that I know is to forget about convenience, get the cash that you're going to need to do whatever you want to do for as long as you plan to do it. Stick to your plans. Don't get out of the way of your plans. That's another risky thing. And then just go in and get that money from a human teller with a paper check that you've written out to cash and laid right down in front of that teller to get so that it usually is a woman in the bank, it seems, so that she can get that cash for you right out of the drawer in her machine there at the bank. Don't expose yourself any more than you must when it comes to your personal information, particularly involving banks. Now, of course, you're always going to have some risk of hacking. You can't reduce that to zero in today's modern society. If hacking is possible, somebody will find a way to do it. I just read that someone has found a new way to hack into ATMs, a creative way that makes it very difficult to detect, and they can literally drain your bank account that way. Minimize the chances of that happening by maximizing the ancientness with which you do your operations. Be old-fashioned. Be a fuddy-duddy. Minimize the opportunity for these slick hackers to get at you. I didn't say reduce to zero, but minimize. My recommendation. Stan Gibilisco signing off. Until somebody hacks me some way I never imagined possible. So long.